بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم. Your Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Deputy Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates and Minister of Presidential Affairs, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed with great pleasure that I welcome you to the United Arab Emirates, to Abuظبي, and to ADNOC. It is so good to see all of you here in person again. And I am very pleased that ADNOC can once again bring our industry together to discuss, to debate, and resolve the most pressing energy issues. Ladies and gentlemen, we meet at a historic moment. The global community has just concluded COP26, and on balance, it was indeed a success. Yet, current energy dynamics have revealed a basic dilemma. While the world has agreed to accelerate the energy transition, it is still heavily reliant on oil and gas. As economies bounce back from the COVID-19 pandemic at the fastest rate in 50 years, demand has outpaced supply. And after almost a decade of underinvestment in our industry, the world has sleepwalked into a supply crunch. It is time to wake up. The oil and gas industry will have to invest over $600 billion every year until 2030 just to keep up with the expected demand. And yes, renewable energy is the fastest growing segment of the energy mix, but oil and gas is still the biggest and will be for decades to come. In short, the future is coming, but it is not here yet. We must make progress with pragmatism. And if we are to successfully transition to the energy system of tomorrow, we cannot simply unplug from the energy system of today. We cannot just flip a switch. Distinguished delegates, we must, of course, prioritize investments toward the most cost and carbon efficient barrels. And following the wise guidance of our leadership in the United Arab Emirates, this is exactly the approach we are taking at ADNOC. By virtue of geology and design, we offer some of the least carbon-intensive barrels in the world. And we have made no secret of the fact that we intend to increase our production capacity to 5 million barrels per day by 2030. At the same time, we are constantly innovating to further reduce our carbon intensity. We were the first company to bring carbon capture and storage to the region, and we are expanding our capacity from 800,000 tons to 5 million per year. We are applying artificial intelligence-enabled technology to deliver efficiencies in every part of our business. And the innovation doesn't stop there. We will soon deliver another first for our industry. From January, up to 100% of our grid power will come from clean sources, namely nuclear and solar. In one move, this will significantly reduce ADNOC's operational emissions. It brings us more than 1/3 of the way towards our 2030 carbon intensity target. Importantly, it will make a practical contribution to the UAE's net zero by 2050 strategic initiative. Not years from now, but in a matter of weeks, and only 45 days from now. As we lower our carbon, we are also optimizing our costs and driving value across our upstream and downstream businesses. We launched the IPO of the world's biggest shareholder-owned exporter of fertilizer, Fertiglobe, which was more than 20 times oversubscribed. We also launched the largest IPO in the history of Abuظbi's stock exchange, ADNOC Drilling, which was more than 30 times oversubscribed. And this week, we will pass a major milestone with the Marban futures contract that we launched in March, trading over 1 billion barrels of Abuظbi's flagship low-carbon crude. These achievements were all completed despite the complications of the global pandemic. And they are powerful proof of one thing, that the investment case for our industry is strong, dynamic, and in fact, vibrant. Ladies and gentlemen, as the world demands more energy with fewer emissions, the UAE is open for business and ready to partner across the energy ecosystem. We continue to attract new concession partners to our operational exploration blocks and to unlock our conventional and unconventional reserves. We are liberating significant supplies of natural gas, moving closer, much closer, to self-sufficiency, allowing us to grow our LNG business and to fuel our downstream expansion. And speaking of downstream, Ta'ziz, ADNOC's joint venture with ADQ, is accelerating its expansion in Ruwais, generating multiple partnership opportunities. We have already welcomed Reliance Industries as a strategic anchor partner in Ruwais, and we invite all of you to participate in the opportunities of our growing industrial hub. Our aim is to more than double our chemicals portfolio by 2025 and enhance the UAE's industrial competitiveness. In addition, we are continuing to deliver our plans in hydrogen. And after 4 successful shipments to Japan and South Korea, we are well positioned to become a major producer and exporter of blue hydrogen. And in the days and weeks ahead, you will hear much more from us on our strategy to future-proof our business and enhance our capabilities in the clean energy space. Ladies and gentlemen, if the world is to resolve the dilemma of the energy transition, the solutions will be found where the energy expertise exists. That means that we, in our industry, have a phenomenal, huge opportunity in front of us. Rewiring the energy system is a multi-trillion-dollar business opportunity that is good for the climate, good for humanity, and good for sustainable economic growth. These are fundamental reasons why we in the United Arab Emirates are excited about hosting COP28 in 2023. We will make this forum a catalyst for practical, commercial, sustainable energy solutions. Solutions that are both pro-climate and pro-growth. Solutions that come from our industry and, of course, beyond our industry. Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as the UAE prepares to celebrate its Golden Jubilee, our leadership has issued a blueprint for sustainable growth called the Principles of the 50. This vision for our future economic development is based on the spirit of true partnership. And I see possibilities for partnerships at every turn. For those of you who are already our partners, I believe there is much more we can do together. For those who are not yet working with us, come and explore those opportunities. And let us remember that the energy transition is exactly that, a transition, and transitions take time. We must invest in the energy that the world needs today while we create the energy system of tomorrow. Because what the world really needs is to hold back emissions, not to hold back progress and development. Let us together drive that progress and ensure that sustainable development. And let us always keep in mind, our industry must play a pivotal role in the energy transition. We have the knowledge, we have the skills, and the people to make the difference in our world. And I say this to all of you, accept the invitation I extend to you today. Come and join us. Join ADNOC, join the UAE, and be our partners on the energy transition journey. And like my boss always says, let's get to work and let's make it happen. Thank you.